everybody, how are you? I am coming on just a couple minutes early because we have to do all of that stuff to get us into all the places that we belong, right? I hope you're having a wonderful day, and today we are here at Camp WannaMakeIt. So I hope that you enjoy our fun theme today, and we have our different camp counselors who will be, teaching something fabulous in all of our different camp locations today. And so I am going to go over those in just 1 second. Let me get me into the places I need to, my other places I need to go, all right? And I hope that you will just be patient and bear with me for just a second. So I'm streaming on Facebook and YouTube today. And the last time I did a live, the book threw me out in the middle. And I had to do some, wonky stuff to get back in. And my whole my whole view was not this view for the rest of that time. And so, that's just how that goes, right? I don't know what you can say about it. That's just what happens sometimes. But this is what I want to tell you. If they do that to me today, please run over to YouTube and watch over there, because it'll just keep rolling over there. It did last time. And I think that, that will just be the easiest. I went back over there and cut about 4 or 5 minutes out of the middle, where it took me that long to get back and get everything situated again and figure out a way to, to do my live on my phone. I'm not used to doing that, you guys. Well, I do use a phone for overhead, but that's not just my normal way. But today we are going to make something fun. I am here in Happy Mill Hollow here in the crafty in Camp WannaMakeIt, which we have over in the Crafty Bunch campground. So I hope that you have a fun time with us today. I hope that you will join along with everybody. And I am we've got some people filtering in. Oh, while I'm thinking about it, let me go ahead and I have a free printable for you, you guys. Let me put it in here and see if I can pin it. It's already on it's in the description on YouTube already. And I'm going to pin it here on Facebook. There we go. So there's your free printable. So I hope that you enjoy that. And we should be over in the Crafty Bunch group. Hang on a second. I don't know why. Let me just see, you guys. Let me make sure that worked. My goodness, we're like 3 minutes into it and it's taking me this long. Okay, yep, we're there. Okay. Thanks for hanging out with me today. So we've got that all set, and let me show you. I'm going to put you down here right away so you can see take a peek at the free printables. There's a whole nother collection, the rest of the collection, and it's in my shop too. But here is the, boy, I tell you what. This is kind of odd. Now Facebook says there's something not working right. Please bear with me for just a second, you guys. I'm so sorry. Let me make sure that it's there. And still going. Yep. Okay. Okay, it's still there. All right. Well, we're just going to go ahead and get started here. And hopefully some people will filter on in here. My goodness. I just can't imagine what is going on. Anywho. Let me put us down here to the desktop. this is the freebie that we've got today. And like I said, I pinned it there, and it's also in the description if you're on YouTube. Okay, so we've got this fun sheet here that's got all kinds of goodies in it that you can cut apart and build things and layer, and that's kind of what that is meant to be. Here's some postcards from camp. We got, you know, you got to have your postcards from Camp WannaMakeIt, right? So we've got those. And then this page, you could use this as just a regular, you know, page folded in half. It'll work like that. You can use it for a full page for something. And you can also cut it into all kinds of sections. I've shown you before how easy that is to cut apart and, you know, use it for different things. And then this is another little thing which you could use for some tags or pockets or, you know, whatever you wanted to do with this too. Oh, that is so dark. I'm looking at it in the monitor and it's so dark. Okay. You know, I just can't. Hi, Myrna. How are you? Welcome on in. So we're going to get started, and I finally decided what I wanted to do. Now, I had made another little book one time. I made this from some postcards. These were vintage postcards. And I made this tiny little album with a couple of tall postcards. And I thought, you know what? I think that's what I'm going to do. Since I'm in Happy Mail Hollow, I think I'll make another little book like that. And then we can do some other things to it. So let's go ahead and get started on that. And I'm just going to... But you know what? This is what I did. When I finally decided, I went ahead and I printed one of them on the back here. So it's already got something on the back. You could leave them if you wanted to, and that would be fun to just leave them and use them, you know, so you could journal on them on the back if that's, you know, something that you like to do, or have a little bit of, you know, decoration on them. Either way, it's going to work out. Okay, you guys, I don't understand what is going on. It only shows that there is one person watching on Facebook, and I cannot understand what in the world is going on there, because I am in the group where we're hosting it, but you know, maybe everyone is super busy, and that's okay. We're still going to do it. We'll still have the replay available, and that's the beauty of doing things like this when you have them and they are recorded, right? You can just continue on and carry on. So, but I'm kind of disappointed because I was kicking off the event. So I don't know what is going on. And then, of course, then I have my phone set to where nobody can bother me. Maybe I should check that out. I tell you, if I don't fix it to where nobody can bother me, you know, sure enough, in the middle, somebody will be calling or something, and then it ends up popping up on the screen. So it's like, yeah, I'd rather not have that happen. So look now what happens. Now we've got these, and this is what I've shown you guys before about taking a full page of something and cutting it apart into things that you could use for card fronts. So we've done the same thing here. You could use, look, nobody would know that all of these were from, like, I mean, they look fine. You can use any of them just like this, right? I think so anyway. Now, I tell you what, I think what I'm going to do, well, maybe I'll wait because we might do some other stuff. Now, because we've got these, I thought that it would be fun to just do like a little, oh, that's not going to work. I should have kept them in half if I was going to do that. I was going to say we could do like a little tabbed binder. Let's see, can we do a tab thing if we only have one page? I don't know why not. Instead of it being a signature, we'll just put it together like this. And then I'm going to put this one here. Let's do it like this. So I've got some tape that it's a fabric tape. And so I think I'm just going to use that and just cut some little pieces. I don't think I can tear it. No, that is too much. And I might even just use a tiny bit of glue on them too. And I don't need much. I mean, we're not holding that much together. So let's do this. Karen, I don't know what's going on over there. It shows that it, went live, but obviously it didn't. So I don't know. Thanks for coming on over. I have no idea what's going on. You know what? Let me go in. Let me just hang on tight for 1 second. I'm going to go in over at the Crafty Bunch and make a post. Hang on 1 second. And let me tell people to come over here. Okay. Well, now isn't that interesting? Because last time they kicked me off in the middle of it, so I don't know what they've got going on. And I can see it. That's the weird thing. I can see that it looks like it's showing, but obviously it's not. Okay, so I'm going to take that little piece there. I wish I would have cut these all about the same size before getting going here. So I'm just going to cut them just tiny because they're not really, like really a true signature, right? And I'm just going to do that because it doesn't feel very sticky. Have any of you used this kind of like fabric tape? Yeah, Karen, I think that's true as well. I wish I could have. I should have done that on my page too. But if I start doing all of that, I guess if nothing else, I can take my... Okay, so now this one will go here. Now the next one, I'm just going to put one on here. We don't need a lot because, it's just... But this is what I want to do. I want to line it up so that it's in the middle of those two. So hopefully we can kind of get it straight, right? But yeah, Karen, I think, I'll just have to go back and just put the video in, I guess. But what a stinky way to start an event, right? Where the first person can't even... I hope the rest of my people don't have this issue, because that won't be very fun. Okay, and so now this one... Let's see. I'm going to put this one like this. So this one needs 2. Let's go ahead though and put these down. Sometimes I show you guys these things, I'm like, I'm afraid that might have been confusing. Okay, so that one gets 2. This one will get 1, but then it has to have 2 to attach to the next one. Man, that blended in so well on the bottom one, I couldn't even hardly see it for a second. So if you line them up, then they're pretty even. Okay. Have any of you done it? Hey, oh my goodness, my people are coming on in. Hi, Linda. And Sherry. Oh my goodness, you guys, it didn't put me in over there. You thought you had the time wrong. I bet you did. I don't know. I can see me there, but obviously I'm not really. So I don't know what's going on with that. Kind of crazy. Okay, so now this one, and then we just put this on here. Fold this one over. So you're just kind of alternating them. You guys, how many of you went to camp as a kid? Hi, Gina. Did you guys? I thought you missed the bus. I know, right? I don't know what happened. Oh, so maddening. Missed the bus, right? Yeah, so after me is going to be Renee, and she is going to be, she's going to be next door over in the craft cabin. And so we're going to work on this. I'm over in Happy Mail Hollow today. We're working on this we've got some little postcards here. And we've made this little thing, and this is from the freebie, you guys, except I printed it on, I took the one page that was kind of that scene, and I printed it on the back. That worked out kind of slick. So I took the postcard page, and I put this one on the back, and then just chopped it up. So I like it. So far I like it. So there we've got our little booklet. So we just used that tab bound thing. And you know, I mean, it's not going anywhere. So I mean, that's kind of fun to flip through, right? Camp Wash was for rich kids. Oh my gosh. You've used fabric strips in lieu of... Yes, I have too. I have used some that was kind of like, kind of like a muslin type thing was what I have used before too, a little bit, or a little bit of linen or something, you know, that you could just kind of snip a little bit off of, or even, you know, and depending on the look that you want, you can even like rip a little bit off. And I think, you know, that's fun. You guys, so now, whoops, got an avalanche. So now we could take some of these and even, you know, use some of these. Oh, will that fit? Oh, look at that. That'll fit. And we could use some of these for like some tuck spots. We'll just make it like a tiny little album. We can do this. I'm not sure how many things I want to, or how many things I'm going to put in here that'll, you know, attach at the bottom or the top, and then need those corners rounded too. But I probably should just go ahead and round them now on these so that they're just done. Because I can always go back and do it later too. So, I don't know. I'm thinking... I wonder if I'm like, why won't that fit? So I just use oh, that's the half inch. I was going to say, I'm just going to use the little one, but I didn't. It was the half-inch side. Okay. Corner rounding complete. Look. I like that so much better. Don't you guys like it when you're when you've got your little corners rounded? Now, will this fit still? It's still a little... No, you know, it's a little bit long. Let's make it a little bit shorter. And I'm just going to use this so that my corners match. Yeah, we used to have a church camp that I went to growing up, And we had so much fun. And then my kids, when we moved to Minnesota, they went to a different one. And it was up north, a real wooded area, and they had so much fun. And one time we had to go up there to pick up one of the girls, and I saw some of the stuff that they had been doing, and there was a lake there, and the kids would go out on the lake. They had canoes and stuff, and they just send them out there. And I'm like, my kids are just tossed out on a lake, and they would go swimming in the lake. There was all this stuff happening that I did not know. And I was just like, I was kind of horrified. Hi, Bev. I don't know. Oh my gosh, it was, I don't know. It was just so, it was so disconcerting when I found out that was what was going on. But here's different places around camp. You know, we've got our camp map. So here's the craft lodge. That's probably, I don't think it says that on the other map, but that's probably where we're going for, to meet up with Renee. Renee is going to be the next counselor who is going to be, showing us something. Oh, and now that we got more people here, I will tell you more about who's going to be here today. So we've got next, like I said, is Renee, and she's going to be over in the craft cabin. And then following her is going to be Lisa with Craft Therapy with Lisa Maud. She's going to be in the craft cabin, same place. So I hope Renee gets her stuff cleaned up in time so that Lisa has time to get her stuff out. So you know how that goes. And then Anne, we're going to go on over to Scrappy Creek, and Anne is going to show us some stuff. Anne's Create and Share. And then Bev with Bev's Creating with Love and Whimsy, she's going to be on the paper trail. So we've got a tent down there, and she's going to be out there on the paper trail. So we'll meet up with her. And then next will be Celeste with Moments with Celeste, and she's going to be on the Technique Trail. So, get on your hiking shoes and, bring your backpack because we don't know what we're going to need. I'm sure Celeste is going to have something fun to show us. And then Heidi with Joyful Artistry by Heidi, she's going to be over in Memory Meadow. Now, doesn't that sound like a place for Heidi to be? So, grab your things and we'll walk on over there to Memory Meadow and spend some time over there with Heidi. And then Cheryl, Mama P's Crafty Creations, she's going to be back. We're going to go back over to Technique Trail again. And so, just make sure you got on your hiking shoes. And then following up and ending our day is going to be Christy with Funky Junk Inspiration. And she's going to be back here in Happy Mail Hollow. So we're going to end up right where we started the day, you guys. So I think this is going to be so much fun. And I just hope that, you have a lot of fun. It's a fun theme. We like to have fun, don't we? And I want to know how many of you have any fond memories of doing something like that. Oh, Karen says she's getting ready to go back to work, and she's going to be in Texas down around Houston. Well, in the scheme of that, I'm not that far from Houston. That's only about 5 hours from me. But depending on where you are there. Oh my goodness, you guys. It took me one day over an hour to get across just to the other side of Dallas. I'm over more towards Fort Worth, not even as far as Fort Worth. And I tell you, it just is, the traffic sometimes is just maddening. Now, let's take out our camper's passport, and we can tuck it in this first little thing that we made here. We'll just tuck that inside there. And then I think I'll make a little full pocket, and I'll show you what I'm going to do. I do have that other piece of that big sheet that is already, the full scenic page. And I'm going to cut a piece out of that to match the bottom here of this other one. Where is it? Oh, I dropped it. Ah, imagine that. She dropped it. Okay, let me get this out of my way so I can see. Oh, you're very welcome for the for the little things. Okay, so let's put this in here. We'll just put that there. That'd be fun. And we could, you know, you can decorate these. You can do whatever else you want to. I'm just going to stick that in there for now. And what else do we have that we could put on here? Oh, hey, I wonder if this, oh, you guys, this is close. This is super close. I'm just going to do it. Paper, oh, here. This is a 1-inch punch. And create your own story. Yeah, we all create our own stories, don't we? Happy Camper, I like this one. Don't you love when I come back and look at them? It's like I've never seen them before. Oh, that's a good one. It's just, oh my God. You know, sometimes I feel that way though. I feel like I've gone through so many iterations of getting them ready and editing things, and by the time I get them out to where you guys can have them, it's just like, oh, that was cute. Silly, huh? Okay, now, where should we put our paper pioneer? It doesn't, adventure trail. I don't know. Well, maybe we'll use a different one. Oh, I like this creative explorer. I'm going to have to cut these out so I can get to them with the punch. And this one doesn't, you know, this one actually doesn't, it looks like it kind of got a little bit wonky. I'm not sure it's really a circle anymore. But it's going to be a circle. What? Yeah, it is. That, I guess that was kind of an optical illusion. Creative Explorer. I'm just going to stick that down there somewhere. Maybe. Not yet. Okay. Too many fun things. Too many fun things. The camp map. And you know, you got to have a little, if we're doing something, we got to have a little building, right? We have to. You guys, at some point, I remember thinking, oh, people are going to get so tired of me making little buildings. And then I just keep coming up with different, well, I was thinking little houses. People are going to get so sick of that. Oh, thank you, Renee. Thank you so much. I just went in there really quickly and put where I was so people would know. Thanks so much. Yeah, you guys, what does the book have against me lately? I don't know. And you know, sometimes you could even layer something. You can make layers on layers. You just don't, there's no right or wrong. Well, now I don't even know if I want to put that in there. Oh, here, it'd be cute here. Let's put it here. And I'm just going to glue the bottom so it can kind of be another little tuck spot. You guys, I'm always doing stuff that's only partially glued down. That way it can be a tuck spot, or I'll do, you know, 3 parts of it and make it a little pocket. Now that would have been cute too, to use it as a pocket. Actually, this would be cute for a pocket. Well, what time is it? I'm busy having fun. I want you paying attention to the... If you love the houses and buildings, you'll never get tired of them, huh? Well, I tell you what, I'm starting to... from some of the views and stuff that I am seeing, I think it is a popular thing, and there's lots of us that like them, Linda. You guys, thanks so much for popping over here. I need to just quit saying that. I am just baffled, though. I am just absolutely baffled as to why. Now, I tell you what, let's make a tiny pocket out of this one. And we'll just put it, I'm not going to put it clear to the edge. I'm going to move it in a little bit. and make a tiny pocket. You guys, there's enough little goodies on here to kind of fill something up, I think. Be kind of fun. In camp life, how many of you have gone camping and had the tiny little, or not tiny, it's tiny in the picture, the enamel mugs? Do you guys have any of that camp? Oh, you guys, okay, I have to tell you, this doesn't have anything to do with summer camp stuff, but I have to tell you, I never really liked camping that much. We did a lot of camping when I was growing up. And we would go, and every time it was like some kind of thing, like it would rain the whole time we were there. I mean, just stuff like that. And I can still remember that, just, you know, as a little kid, I just didn't think it was that fun. And, but you know what I would do? I would take paper and crayons, and I was like drawing and coloring most of the camping experience, right? So, we went later when our kids were little, and we went with another couple. They had another family. They had 3 children too, and no, they just had 2. We had 3 kids by then, and we had this little bitty car. They had a new station wagon, and they had all the camping stuff. So basically all we could get practically was our family in there, and you know, just what we needed and food. Okay, so we head on up there. We see them so it's up in the mountains. We see them turn around and go back, and we guess immediately, and you know, no cell phones. We didn't have any way to contact each other. And so we guessed, though, that they were probably having to go back and have some kind of an adjustment done on the carburetor. It was a new car, and heading into the mountains, you know, usually you have to have stuff done if you had, you know, the old cars and the carburetors and all that kind of jazz. So we figured that's what they've had to have done, and so we'll meet them there. We've never been to the place. They've got all the camping stuff. And then I told my husband, I go, we are either stupid or really brave or something. I'm not really sure. Well, so we head on up there, and sure enough, we meet up with them later. But then, as the first night was okay, the next day it started raining, and it rained and rained and rained. And then, so you know, people are going, don't touch the tent. Well, you got a bunch of kids. Do you think somebody touched the tent? Of course they did. Then we could not stay dry. And so we're like, then we went back, and we were trying to find somewhere to spend the night. There were a few, you know, motels and stuff around, because it was a big area. It was a great big lake. And so we can't find anywhere. And I heard Steve say to the other guy, I wonder if this is the kind of camping experiences Christy always had, and that's why she doesn't like camping. And Christy thought, it certainly is. It's just like all the other times. Just like, oh my word. Luckily, when we went up to camp when I was a kid, you know, they were buildings. And so we had our buildings. But you know what? It was not a modern enough facility. When you went up to the sleeping dormitory, there was an outhouse. Now, there were, you know, facilities and stuff down by where the, you know, the big area was where everybody would, you know, do, and it was church camp, so, you know, there was Bible study every day and stuff. And so, you know, sometimes you'd go outside for that. But, you know, if you'd eat, there was a inside thing and, you know, a kitchen and, you know, regular stuff. And the people, the counselors, most of the adults and stuff that were there, they had a place to stay down in the basement of that big area. So they would go and stay down there. And but the rest of us were in this big dormitory. It's just like, but it was fun. You know, you just remember all the fun parts, right? All the fun. Oh my goodness. Renee said she went to get ready and hopefully the Book of Faces doesn't. Oh. Oh, she said she's looking for those mugs for when they go camping. Yeah, the enamel mugs. I saw some of those recently somewhere. I can't remember where they were though. Oh yeah, Karen, that would be fun. That'll give you something to do, right? The only way your mom would camp was in a motorhome. Oh my gosh, we borrowed my uncle's little RV once when we went on a trip. He told us, well, my dad was thinking about buying one, and he goes, don't do that in case you don't really like it. You know, take mine and, you know, see if you like it first. My mother took so many shoes that she filled the tiny closet with shoes because you never know what you might be doing, right? We had so much trouble pulling that thing that in the end we left it in, we drove from Colorado and we left it in Utah, and yeah, that was how much trouble that the thing gave us. Let me see here, where is this thing? There's that part. We could put something on the back. Nope, I don't have that part. I've got to do it on one of these. If I'm going to make the little matching thing. Well, this is the only one that works. I'll have to make it on this section. And that's okay. But, and she didn't want to put the little bed up. She wanted to leave the bed down because she had junk. She was basically using it as storage on the little bed that folds down that was, you know, like at the front area. And so when we stopped and she was going to cook, my dad and I had to get out and stay out so she, you know, could have her quiet time and do the cooking. And then she got out this one time and she forgot that bed thing was down. Well, when you fold up the bed, you know, it is out of the way of the door. And if you don't have it folded up out of the way, then, you know, here's your door frame and it's sticking out a tiny bit into the door. And she started to get into that thing and whacked her head trying to get into the camper thing, into the little RV thing. She whacked her head so hard, it wasn't even funny. I don't even hardly know how she stayed conscious. Now, this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to pick a random spot and cut it off here. I'm thinking maybe around the memories section. That seems like it would be a nice little height on our pocket here. So now what you can do is if you've got, I do know how to talk. You can take these and then you can layer them over, but it can still be a pocket. So let's do that, and I guess I'm going to have to figure out how far to put it, right? So it needs to go there, and let's just use a little pencil and mark where to cut it. Okay, so now we'll cut that there. So when you've got, you know, when you can print your papers again, or, well, I mean, you know, if you've got a second page, you don't have to be able to print them. Then all you have to do is just layer it over the same part, and you haven't messed up the whole scene. So you still have your scene. I'm just gonna make our little thumb notch to make it more obvious that it's a pocket. And then I'll go ahead and ink this. What other kinds of things do you think would be fun to use for, you know, adding like other dimensional things? You know, I've got this twine, but for a camping theme, what kind of things do you guys think would be fun? Oh, here's my ink zhuzher upper. and you could ink all of it if you wanted to. I'm just going to do that part. Linda, it was oh, are you talking to Karen? My story was about like a little bitty RV, like that small size RV. It was not a trailer. No, that's not true. It had to be a trailer because we took it off and left it. So it was a trailer. Goodness. Little sticks are moss and little sticks. I love that. See, I'm getting ideas from you guys so I can use the rest of the collection. I just think it'd be so fun. Lots of fun memories, though. I tell you that. I do have lots of fond memories of things like that. Okay, there. And I like to just kind of push it just the tiniest bit in so that it has just a little bit more room in the pockets. So just push it in. Now look, see? Now we still have a pocket, but we still have that whole scene. Isn't that a fun trick? The trickiest of them all. Okay, so now these things that I was showing you before on this section, these would also be fun to cut bigger tags out of, or even, let me see here. Let me see how high that is. Is that 4 inches? If I do 4 inches, I want to cut 4 inches, but I want to get the okay, so let's see, 12 and a half. Now, why didn't I do this from the other side? And then I can hardly read the numbers. So 12 and a half, 11 and a half, 10 and a half, 9. So I'm just going to make the, I don't know why I cut that like that. I guess I just wanted to do it the hard way. Now I'm going to make this like a little size of a MemoryDex card. Oh look, I got the whole sign in there. I figured it'd cut a lot of this part off. So I thought that would be fun to make it a MemoryDex size. Oh, look, you could even, if you just made it a little bit shorter, I mean, it'll still fit in there. But you could even, if you were sending this to somebody, make a little MemoryDex card and tuck it in to send it to them as well. That's cool. Okay, so now if you don't have, and I showed you this before, if you don't have your little tool that was made to do the MemoryDex things, punches, you don't have to worry about it. All you have to do is, they need to be like, they're 1 inch apart. And I don't remember what it is. I'll tell you in a second. So they're 1 inch apart. So that would be at 1.5 and 2.5 is where you want to punch those. And so all you have to do is take a little punch and punch them out. Like that. And then just cut the little tracks up here. So then you've got your little, that'll work for MemoryDex card, just like this. So you don't even have to have the tool. That's up a little bit high, but that's okay. And if it was too high, you could, trim the bottom back off. So I think that would be fun, and just add some other goodies on. Let's see what we've got here that we could put on for some other little goodies. And I keep dropping everything. I'm not dropping it, I'm knocking it off. And then if there's things on here that you want to use, you could even cut out some of these for something. I should have pulled out some other stuff. Here, let's do this. This has a little bit of text, like some writing. So I'm just going to pull that off and rip it. So I can layer it because, well, I don't like that. Now I did that, but I don't like it. It's too pale. Well, let's just do some of these. Let's see what we've got over here. Oh, these would be cute. Let's just use these. How much time we've got? Something that looks like marshmallows on a stick. Oh, that would be fun. What could you use? You could make little tiny white little clay things and put them on a toothpick. Wouldn't that be fun? Marshmallows on a stick. I love it. Some of you have the best ideas. A lot of times with an idea I can execute it, but you know, it's coming up with all the fun ideas. And some of you are absolutely prolific crafters. Okay, here's the camp schedule. Let's do, well, no, let's use this one because it's a different color. It's a brighter color and it'll stand out better. You want to kind of have, you know, some different colors. So you give it a little bit more interest, right? You know what though? Let's try this. I do like this part. Let's ink around it and see how that might, if that makes enough difference that we could layer it on. I don't know. I still think but it'd still be kind of like a background to it because, well, it does give it a little bit of, I kind of like that. Let's do that. We've got our camp schedule. Could write that in. Camp schedule. Here's our Creative Explorer badge. What were our other badge colors? Maybe we want a different one. Here's our Paper Pioneer. You get your little... So now you just make a little cluster. Well, that's kind of cute. I kind of like that. I think I'm going to do that. But let's go ahead and give this a little bit of ink too. So we go clear until 7 Central tonight with our camp clay, and you could flatten the back so it doesn't stick up too far. Yeah, that would be great. That'd be so much fun. Who's gonna do that? Who's doing that and sending them out? Who's making the marshmallows on the sticks? I bet I have some, I know I have some white clay. I've even got some of that air dry clay. Oh, you know what? I wish I had like a, oh, well, here's another postcard, but I wish it was like really small. That would be super fun. And I think because there's enough other stuff here, even though there's 4 pieces right here, I don't usually like an even number, but I think we got enough other stuff going on that I think it looks okay. I think it looks okay. Karen, I have not done any cross stitching in years and years. I used to do it a lot when the kids were little. It was something that was easy and I could grab. And didn't take a lot of space. And, you know, I did a lot of that at night. Okay. Okay, so you can just, you know, do lots of little fun layers. Look at that. What do you think? I think it's fun. And like I said, you could just pop it in here, and who cares if it's sticking out the top, right? Except I have to do something. I don't want those sharp corners. But I do think I'm just going to use the smaller size. Just going to do the 1/4 inch. And then if you just kind of give it a little ink around the edge, it just kind of pulls it, it kind of gives it a little frame for the whole thing. Just give it a little frame. I like it. I think that turned out cute. I'll just pop that in there. Okay, we just have a few more minutes. What else shall we do? But look at this. There's a lot of little goodies in here. Oh, I don't like that's all white back there, though. You could stamp something on there or do something. Or if that really bugged you, you could even trim a tiny bit off down here so it would stick right in there. Oh, that would be fun. People would be surprised when they pull it out that it was actually a MemoryDex card. That would be fun. Fun, fun, fun. Here, we could put a little, let's put the little postcard in here. And that might be about all the time we've got. Close. But these, if you just leave these and print them on... Now, I printed all of this today on index card, which is about something like around 190 something GSM. And I think it is a nice weight for stuff. And it's not quite as expensive as what I had been using before that was like a 216 weight, and it's just a little bit less expensive, and I like it. There's the tiniest postcard in my hand. Look, its little stamp matches the little mountains. Wishing you were here creating with me. Oh my gosh, you guys. What do you think? I like using the little tab bound thing to just put it together. It's not bulky. It's only, you know, the 4 little pages. But my goodness, look how much fun we've had putting this together. So in an hour, you could, you know, make something fun and send it off to somebody for some Happy Mail. That's what we've done here today in Happy Mail Hollow at Camp WannaMakeIt. I hope you guys have been having fun with me today. I've had fun with you. Let's see, we've got just a little bit more time. Maybe we stick this somewhere. There's other places that need stuff. So we've got plenty of stuff, right? Thanks, Myrna. You've done, I do counted, and you've now been doing it for 50 years. Wow. Sometimes, Karen, when you think about stuff like that, isn't it like, wow, I can't believe that, right? It's like when we had our anniversary last month, and I'm like thinking, how can we have been married that long? Oh, and then the other, I'm not sure which is more of a question. How could we have been married that long, or how could I be old enough to be married that long? Both of those things. Both of those. So, yeah, I still got more little cute things. I didn't do anything to decorate on this page, but, not every page needs it. I think if I was going to do anything, I love these little things that are like the postcards. I think if I was going to do anything, I would print another one and have on there, or where's our little scenes? And here's our snack shack with our cookies and hot cocoa at the snack shack. Yeah, we need those marshmallows on sticks, that's for sure. I don't know. I could just cut all of these out and use them for like little journal cards. And just tuck them in. Just tuck them in and have some little places to write some notes on. Super fun. Thank you for being here, guys. And those of you who came over from the book, thank you for coming over. I hope we really don't have this problem with everything. You found a shop when shopping in Atlanta. The only reason I knew about it, about counted cross stitch, was I had a friend who did it, and she would sit around in the evenings, and do that. That was kind of her downtime. And and it didn't take up a lot of space. And I think that's one of the things, when you got little kids, you like things that you don't have to drag out and make a mess, because you can instantly throw it back in something and it's out of the way if you have to. Because I can remember sewing, dragging out the sewing machine and having that big mess. And that wasn't so easy, because if I didn't get it all put away, then I had stuff laying out and had to make sure that, kids weren't getting into it. And so, having something that I could do like that was easy to, put back away, that was a godsend to have, something like that. There are a lot of things that as the kids, got older, I quit doing. I remember I used to decorate cakes. Of course, I can say that, but don't think that was like cake decorating today. Oh my goodness. That's on a whole different level than what cake decorating used to be, right? In fact, I took classes. I made our wedding cake. Yes, I did. But, that was a whole different kind of cake decorating back then. Nobody did the fancy stuff that they do now, and so it was just completely different. And I had made my, one of my grandpas was having his 80th birthday, and so they'd asked me to make a cake, and so I made a cake and decorated it, and it was in the kitchen, and the next thing I know, I'm in there, and there's like these a handprint through my cake. I was horrified. I think that was probably the last cake I decorated and had all the stuff out to do it. And, that was a long time ago. It's been a long time since I did that, but it was fun. Okay, you guys, I've got to see if I can find Renee here in a minute. So this will be fun. I can hardly wait to see what Renee actually does. More crafty things. I don't think she is necessarily a paper crafter. And so she has some other crafty type things that she does. I think maybe she does some things that are more like wood. Oh my gosh, hang on a second. Oh, I gotta. What is her page? Oh, magically rustic designs. There she is. You know what I was saying. Isn't that just like me? See, that's what happens when you talk so much. You lose track of what you're saying. Okay. There she is, you guys. We're lucky. We got one of our people in. I hope, well, is she stuck? You guys, I hope we don't. One time I did an event and the first person didn't even get to finish. And Facebook went down for the whole day. It's like, it was sad. It was one of those holiday events where we had holiday heroes with everybody had 30 minutes to do some fun, fun little ideas to, take care of that. So I hope I've shared her in. I hope this is going to work. Oh, you guys, what is wrong with Facebook? I tell you what, if this doesn't work out today, we may just do this a different day because it's too fun not to, right? Too fun not to do it. Okay, you guys, I've done my best to get her over there. Oh, your uncle owns a bakery. That's cool. You guys, my time is over and I'm gonna let you go. So I hope you'll try and watch us in the Crafty Bunch group. If we have a hard day and this doesn't go, we'll schedule it for another time, okay? But thanks for being here, you guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.